But is there anything that's especially more fun with more people?
Sex.
But yeah, I knew you guys were going with it. Yeah. Hi, welcome back to the Cule Kids. I'm JJ.
I'm Milty.
I'm JC.
I'm Michael.
I'm Eric.
On this episode, we're going to be talking about dating advice. We are ostensibly a relationship-based channel, so we thought it'd be fun to have a little discussion about this. You know, what's a good date? What's a bad date? What goes into dating?
So we each came in today with our own dating perspective. To start us off, mine is, I believe that you should be able to really know yourself and really know your hobbies, and that makes it a lot easier for you to connect with someone and have this shared language together.
That was like one thing that I learned from a past relationship. I dated a guy for like 2 months that I handed him a Nintendo DS and he was like, "What do I do?" and I was like, "Yeah, I guess that's probably not gonna work." It's like, you have to at least like have some level of understanding so that I'm able to share my love of this with you and you understanding what I'm talking about.
Well, would you say like that's like some of the things that are important to share in a relationship are things that are part of your identity? Like, so like if maybe gaming was just like a hobby or something, it's like, oh, I can do it on my own. Like, I don't necessarily need to be sharing this with you. But it's like, it's so ingrained in like our, like in our life that it's like, it's weird if like we don't share this because we spend so much time in this space.
I think that's what it is for me.
I actually kind of disagree. I don't think having shared mutual interests is necessary nor sufficient to get into a good, long-lasting relationship. Like, so for example, when we started dating, right, JC? Like, I didn't consider myself really a gamer back then either. It was just an activity we did together that we had both enjoyed doing together. Yeah. Even if we didn't share mutual hobbies, I think we could still have, we could still have a relationship. We could develop hobbies that we enjoy doing together or develop something that we enjoy doing together.
But I will say, like, I do feel like having something in common and something that you want to do together is actually really important. Even if that something is just sex with each other, right? It's like, I just want to have sex with each. Okay, well, that's a shared interest. That's a shared activity that you can do.
Yeah, I guess so.
So like,
But that's not-
but otherwise, like, what are you doing together to begin with? Why don't you just like be not dating?
I feel like just having like sexual interest in each other is not enough.
Yeah.
It's not enough.
I don't think that counts as a hobby.
It's definitely
Shared
not.
activity.
It's a hobby.
It's like sure you can do that, but then what after that?
Yeah.
Well, that's what I'm saying is that when you develop the relationship, you can do anything. Like, leave yourself open to do anything. It's like neither of you have done it before, and you're like, let's try it together, and you could have an amazing time together, and this is great.
I don't know. What have you shared with me that I don't have interest in that you're like, yeah, that has developed our relationship?
Well, originally, I could not have imagined that I would be watching Drag Race. But it was still something that I really appreciated hearing your guys' passion about, and that, like, then us spending time, I think, developed our relationship. What I think it is that when you have a shared hobby with somebody, that gives you an excuse to spend a lot of time with them. And then once you spend a lot of time with them, then you can develop like an understanding of what kind of person they are and, you know, share experiences with them and like get to know each other more.
Yeah.
And that's just, I think it's just a vehicle to get that to happen.
I just don't think the reason really needs to matter. You just gotta spend time with someone where it's like not really forced into like with the intention of dating. And maybe like hobbies help a little bit, but I just don't, I would not, I would not really use hobbies as a way to like even think about, like I wouldn't use it as a consideration for whether I want to date someone or not.
I think this might actually be the theme of like this entire conversation. It's gonna be like, it really depends on the person.
Yeah.
It really depends on the person and like what like their mutual, what they want out of a relationship. Because it could just be the case that like two people are just like have a really great relationship and all they do that they share together is that they like have sex with each other and they have a great relationship and then that's all they want out of it.
Yeah, or they can work together or plan together things that like require working and planning together.
Well, that's one of my point is that like if two people all they care about is like, I want to fuck a hot guy, and then they just find another person and it's like, okay, well, that's what I want out of my relationship. And is that so wrong?
I don't think it's wrong. I do think that life will get in the way. Like there's too many other things that happen in life where like you gotta be able to work together to tackle those issues in life. I think that's the next step.
Okay.
Like once the relationship is established, it's like then like things will start coming up, you know, financial stuff, like parents stuff, like drama, and just more complicated things will appear, and then you gotta figure out, oh, can we work together through this? And if you can, then they're a keeper. And if you guys can't work together through certain things, then it's over.
My dating perspective is that you should know relatively quickly whether you think that you can see yourself with this person. Like thinking about like my relationship with you guys, like each like individually with you, like it might not have been like immediately, not like the first time I met you that I immediately was like, oh, I can see myself with you. But pretty quickly, like it was like, oh, we definitely get along really well. And if you don't get along really well with a person immediately, things are only gonna get harder as things go on.
What are some of the like green flags that you look for in determining whether or not this person is someone that you would see yourself with?
Just, can I talk to this person? Like you might feel intimidated talking to a person a little bit, where just like, oh, I think like he's really cute. Like it's like kind of like a little nerve-wracking trying to talk to them, and I think that's okay. But it shouldn't be like, oh my God, what do I say next? What do I say next?
Wait, did you think that about us? You're like, oh my God, he's so cute. as you're talking to us.
No.
That's okay.
That's okay.
Well, okay. How about this though? Like, for me, I'm like, you're saying like, okay, you need like a lot of green flags to be up for you to be like, okay, like.
It's not like green flags per se. I think other people might be looking for like certain characteristics or certain like traits or certain, because like when you think of red flags, you think of like, oh, this is a no for me, right? My only red flag is if I can't just like have a conversation with you easily. That's like the one big red flag. If that is the case, that's an automatic no. But like I remember like with you, like I think the first time I met you, like I didn't immediately like think like, oh, I'm interested in this person. But then once we like started talking, then it was like, oh, it was like smooth, very, very smooth. And then like with you, Milty, like the first time you just like didn't acknowledge my existence. But then like once we started hanging out, then it was like very smooth, right? Yeah.
Isn't there a layer before that where it's just like, oh, I get along with this person, like as opposed to like where does the dating aspect like start?
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Because it's like, oh yeah, like, oh, like I get along with this person, I am having a good like a conversation with them. It's like, oh yeah, we could be friends.
Yeah, I think that's the thing, is that like you have to be able to be like friends first, and not just friends. You have to be like good friends.
What do you think is the cook time necessary for you to determine if this is going to be a real relationship or not?
If it's gonna be a relationship or not?
Yeah, if this could be a relationship or not.
Like how many interactions of like, oh, this is really easy, before you know that this could be a relationship? Is that what you mean?
Or also, how long is the grace period for someone to need to be able to convince you?
I feel like there's no hard cutoff for that, because a lot of times it's like you just might not be in a place where you're looking for a relationship when you meet, but that shouldn't like be like, oh well, I wasn't looking now doesn't mean that we can't then date later.
My dating perspective is that online dating is setting yourself up for failure.
Very controversial. You think it should come naturally, like serendipity?
Yeah.
Like you should be open to the possibility of it.
Sure.
But trying to force it is like, you're probably like putting a lot of pressure on yourself, and you're probably just like putting a lot of like expectations on the other person when you meet them too, and those probably don't help.
So is that like kind of an explanation for why online dating doesn't work? Because then you like make dates and then you're like trying to force it.
Yeah, it's probably like that part doesn't help it. Like I'm not saying that online dating doesn't work, because I do know people that did meet through online dating, and so, but like that might be a reason why that like the success rate is like a little bit like lower, or people feel like they have a hard time with online dating.
Yeah, because I think like you're not yourself really when you're like trying to date, And then also because you're going in with the lens of like I'm trying to find a mate, then you're like sort of arbitrarily creating checklists, and it just makes it hard to actually feel for if you just like gel with the person, which I think is the most important aspect.
My hot take is people who are successful on online dating, who have found success through online dating, are the exceptions to rather than the rule, or they're
Or they're settling.
Yeah, or they're settling, or they're basically like, time's up, just go with it, and like I don't hate this person, okay, let's go. Yeah.
How many of our friends that are in relationships are because of dating apps?
That's the only one I can think of.
A lot of my straight friends met through online dating.
Met through online dating, but they already like had like their.
Yeah, they got married in like a year. Straight people.
Wow.
My parents got married in 6 months.
Did they meet through online dating?
No, they met through mutual friends.
They met through like phone.
Phone dating.
No,
Did they
they
have
met
phones?
through like the umbrellas in the park.
Through matchmakers or whatever. Like
Yeah.
the auntie.
You know what I'm talking about?
No.
So
Oh,
like
yeah, I know
in
what I was
Shanghai, they have like there's this park where all parents will leave like umbrellas with their children's like profiles on them.
Okay, I have heard of this.
And then that's the online dating.
Oh,
Yeah,
interesting.
offline dating.
I've never
It's,
heard of that.
it's like the market in Ragnarok where it's just like a bunch of
You just put a or in Maple Story where everyone has like the ad,
Yeah,
and then,
yeah.
like all the text
Yeah.
and the ad.
yeah. See, this is why having shared hobbies is important.
Yeah, like a heated rivalry. They weren't friends. They were rivals.
Rivals, yeah.
And then,
But they had,
And then it got
But they
heated.
had
Shared-
shared
yeah.
hobbies.
No, they just had a lot of random times that they ran into each other, and that's how it developed.
But why did they do that? Because they had a shared hobby.
Yeah, but the hobby was not the point of it. It's just like if they kept running into each other at like a park or something, it probably could have also been fine.
No, I don't think so because they wouldn't know each other.
They're also not real people.
That's a good point.
We can't really glean too many insights from this.
I don't know. I think it's just like if you vibe together and if you like enjoy like spending time with each other, I think that's the most important.
I agree.
Even if you don't have like that much in common, it's just like, oh, if you have like similar enough perspectives on life and what you want in the future, stuff like that, I think that's sufficient for like a good relationship. And also like you have to get along. Of course.
Yeah, but I think it's like, but it might be hard to get to those things without having some sort of like shared interest first, right? It's like we're not going to talk about our philosophy like right off the bat, right? That's not
We
going to be.
did. No, me and JC did. I think one of the first things we bonded over was that stuff. It informed a lot about your personality to me, which I found very appealing. Right? Like that was one of the first things I remember talking to you about.
I don't remember that at all.
See,
Maybe it's not. It's deeper than just whether or not you can just have a conversation, talk with them. It's just whether or not you can vibe with them. I think.
yes, yes.
But like for you, that means that's a lot of that is talking and like having good conversations.
I don't know how you're going to do that without talking. Like I'm sure. Okay,
Grunts
like
and moans and
Yeah.
sign language and just like.
Sign language.
Yeah.
And that's still talking.
No, I
your
agree.
bodies.
The language is the best way to figure out each other's vibes.
Yeah.
True. But I don't think me and JC have the best conversations, but we still vibe together.
no, you guys do. You guys have like a lot of good conversations.
But those are like inside jokes and stuff, right?
Yes, and I think that's an important like part.
I guess so.
We don't have good conversations.
Oh. they're fine.
Oh, I don't know if that's worse.
I think we should downgrade to boyfriend.
Oh my god. Well, because it's like you can. I have very good conversations with like straight friends or even like gay friends. Like really good conversations. There's like different kinds of conversations.
But you're saying that your conversations with those friends are better than your conversations with JC.
They're different, right?
They're different. But like I wouldn't say you and I have the best conversations. It's just like you'll say something as like, oh, I get what you mean, even though like I can't really like sometimes you can't explain it well enough and I can't like verbalize it well enough. But it's like I get you, like I get it. Like sometimes the conversation just stutters, but it's just like we can end it by saying, oh no, I get it, and then that's that, and that in of itself is sufficient to be like, yeah, I vibe with this person.
Yeah. Can you do that with me?
Yeah.
You think so?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, also, I feel like it's been like how many years? Like
Yeah, all the good
I
conversations have
think
already
we've
run
had
their course.
we've exhausted a lot of the topics.
So my dating perspective is that you should always feel the onus to make the first move.
Yeah, I would say, Michael, that I think that you probably have the most experience, or that you're the most smooth at this.
Yeah. Well, it's just like, I think when I was younger, I always felt really unwanted because no one ever made the first move, like, to me.
So you feel like pressured to do that.
Well, so at some point, I was just like, I got
Someone's
over
gotta do
like
it.
waiting for it, yeah, and being like, I'm just gonna say it, and then if they don't feel the same way, then like, okay, fine. But if I keep waiting for other people to do it, it's never gonna happen.
Yeah.
And so I think I've gotten really good at just sort of getting over myself and just like being, I don't know if it's like vulnerable or like being willing to be the fool and to like flirt, but I just like, I think I've had a lot of great success from just being willing to indicate my interest to somebody and like trying to do whatever it takes to like cultivate that.
I'm in that camp too. I think, there's some people who just like, we aren't blessed enough to just have people throwing themselves at us. And so you have to be proactive and you have to make the first move. I totally agree with that because all my relationships for the most part have come about by me making the first move and me like throwing myself in and be like, do you want to do this? Let's do this. No one's ever come to me to be like, do you want to date?
Yeah. What's the saying? Like closed mouths don't get bread?
Yeah. Close holes.
Closed holes don't get bread. Oh my God. I love it.
I think it's good advice in general.
Yeah.
Like I definitely am like more reserved, I think, and I don't generally make the first move.
You were single for so long.
I was single for a very long time. And it's like you really have nothing to lose because if the person was going to be receptive to it in the first place, then
Great.
great. And then if they're not, then like
It wasn't gonna work
it wasn't gonna work anyway. Yeah. There's really there's not much of a downside to this, I think.
How many of y'all have had more relationships with you making the first move versus people coming to you?
I have made the first move before, but that's not the majority of the time.
I think of my 3 relationships before us, 2 of it was they came to me, and then the 3rd was I came to them.
Like it kind of sucks for me because like whenever I make the first move, I've had a 0% hit rate. So like I don't have a lot of confidence when it comes to that.
So all your previous relationships was someone coming to you.
Yes.
I've always been the person to be the proactive one in all of them. Which sucks because I'm also the person that always does the dumping. I've never been dumped. I've always done the dumping.
It sounds like you're just a proactive person then.
I guess so, yeah.
Right?
But I can imagine from the perspective it sucks. It's like, you came to me, you want to make this happen, and then now you're breaking up with me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sorry to
this man.
this
I don't
man.
know. I think that's overthinking it.
I think it's good. I think it's good. It's like you're taking control of your life.
Yeah, I guess so.
You think that's worse than someone coming to you and they want to date you? Wait, hold on.
I'm not saying it's worse. I'm just saying like I've always broken other people's hearts. I've also been the one to like start the thing too. So it's just kind of shitty.
But I feel like it's really shitty to be like
They came to you.
that they
and
came to you
broke
and then
up.
they broke up with you, and no, it's like you came to them and then they broke up with you because it just feels like the power dynamic is always just like in that direction where you're like it's like I came to you, like I showed interest in you, and it's like are you gonna give it back to me? And it's always like one direction, right? Of like I'm just like hoping that you're gonna stay with me and stuff like that.
Yeah, I guess so.
And then when they break up with you, it's like oh I lost the thing that I went for.
I see.
And I think that's kind of worse.
I see.
My dating perspective is that emotional compatibility is much more important than sexual compatibility.
Yeah, I agree. I think that's why, like, I think for a lot of gay people, at least, open relationships are very beneficial because, like, the sexual compatibility is not the most important part. It's like the emotional compatibility is like that's like the requirement.
Yeah.
Like you can't have it the other way, where it's like it's only sexual,
Only sexual
compatibility.
Because then, like, why are you together?
Together, right? Yeah, you'll just be the hookup instead.
Yeah.
Yeah, because like for gays too, like you might have like the same position or something, right?
Yeah. Can two bottoms date? Can two tops date? Do you think?
Yeah, they
You
can.
think so? Okay.
Yes, we know plenty of them.
We do?
We do?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Wait, I mean, I think I know a few. I think
Oh, are they?
Are they
Well,
tops or bottoms?
well, I've bottomed for both of them, so I don't know if
okay.
they're both exclusively, but yeah.
I feel like you'd be hard pressed to find like a strict one or the other these days. No,
What do you mean?
like a strict top, strict bottom.
No,
No,
we have a lot of friends that are like that.
really?
Yeah, famously.
Oh, famously. Only top. But I guess like I mean, this is a thing also that pertains to like gay men specifically because you have these positions, right?
Yeah.
But for straight people, it's also like I mean, like you can have like emotional tops or like doms and subs.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Actually, is that part of the sexual or is that part of the emotional?
It can be both.
Yeah, it can be both.
It
It
is
can be
both,
separate.
right?
It
It
can't be
can,
separate.
yeah, it can be both and it can be separate.
I don't know if two doms can like. I mean, they might be able to date but I imagine it'd be more like a partnership of like an executive partnership, right? Like two people running a business together or something, which like isn't
So
a
that sounds like
religion.
that works, right?
Yeah,
That
it could
sounds like
work.
that could
Yeah,
work.
yeah, it could work.
Like, is there like one person who's like, oh yeah, like, let's go on vacation, and when like, let's do the planning for vacation, let's do this, let's do that, and stuff like that.
Like two proactive people,
Yeah.
right?
Two product managers.
That sounds like that.
That sounds awful.
No, that could be good. No,
No, the worst thing is like when there's two people who don't take the lead and then they don't do
I
anything.
think it happens. Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
worse.
Yeah.
I could see it work. It should be like it's like oh like I'm gonna go book the flight and then it's like great I'm gonna go book the hotel, and then you're like and then you say like oh do we have dinner plans, and then it's like yeah I already did that, right, and then they're like perfect, right, that sounds like that could work, right?
Yeah. But it's when they want to do this, both want to do the same things and they have different opinions on how to do it. My spreadsheet is better than yours, right?
Okay, so for you guys, what are good dating activities? We all agree movies are not good dating activities. Board games are not good dating activities.
I think the movie one, it depends on what stage of the relationship you're in though. Because I'm perfectly happy having like our
Let's go watch a movie
yeah,
together.
let's go watch a movie be our relationship activity, right?
Yeah.
But if you're like trying to get to know somebody, then like there's no room to talk during that. But you could like debrief after, like you can.
Yeah, but you just spend so much of your time. Like you're like, I have this evening. Half of it goes to watching a movie already.
Yeah.
I still think it's just the classics, just like coffee, dinner,
But movie is a classic,
and talk.
right? A dinner and a movie is a classic, right?
Dinner and a movie, maybe.
Yeah, but the movie, I just still think that just in general, the movie part is a bad idea.
Okay. So I think some part of the date needs to be talk, right? If you go to dinner and then you'd be like, oh, we had a fun time at dinner. Let's do a fun, like, let's watch a movie together. And that can be like part of it and be like, oh, well, we had our talk portion. We're kind of tired of talking. So let's do something that doesn't require talking and still just be with each other and be in each other's company.
I still don't like it.
You still don't like it. Okay.
Can I share a terrible like date that I had that involves a movie?
Yeah, do it.
We went to go watch Pitch Perfect 2. So the guy that I went on a date with was black. And Pitch Perfect 2, for whatever reason, made a lot of very racially insensitive jokes. And so the whole time, like we were just like, oh God, what is this?
I've never
But
watched
that's
it,
like
so
a
I don't know.
bonding opportunity, right? Like what a terrible movie that was.
No, but it was so awkward.
Oh my god.
It's not like you
yeah.
made the movie.
I know, but it just felt uncomfortable.
I see.
Wait, but that's like perfect because then whenever they make the joke, you just like look over and be like, what the?
That's not a good conversation.
Yeah,
that's
it's not,
a good-
it's not, it's not.
That's awful.
Yeah.
I think if after you do your coffee dates, a couple dates in, I think dinner, drinking, go out. Because then you get dinner, which is like, okay, let's have like a sober talk, right?
Yeah.
And then you get your drinking, which is like you loosen up.
Yeah.
And then you have like a more looser, kind of like more informal kind of talk. And then you go dancing, and then you see your sexual compatibility. You dance with each other, and you're like, oh, like are you actually physically into each other?
How?
Not like that. Not that kind of dancing.
How important is dancing compatibility to you?
Oh God.
I think having a good mutual rhythm is important.
I think I would prefer it if they had good rhythm, but it has clearly not been the requirement.
I don't care about dancing specifically compatibility, but make out compatibility.
Yes.
Well, we had to work on that.
Oops.
I'm like I don't know if saying this makes me seem like too much of a slut, but I feel like a really good date is hooking up and then just having really nice pillow talk.
I agree.
That's not a slutty thing to say at all.
No, but it's like it implies that like first you gotta hook up and then be in bed.
But that's like the
You would hope that it gets there eventually. Like that's part of the dating experience, right?
yeah. Post-coital bliss is another like way to like get to bond with someone, right? That's the thing. That's definitely something.
Would you want to hook up close to the beginning of the relationship? Like when you first start dating? Or do you want to save that for later?
I think relatively quickly.
Yeah, same. Relatively quickly.
Yeah, like relatively quickly.
Oh yeah, very quickly. For hooking up on the first date is totally fine and preferable in my opinion, right?
The argument is that like, oh, it like builds up, right? It builds up like, oh yeah, the tension, and then you just like explode at the end.
No.
I mean, I could see someone's argument that like you got one of the most exciting things done already, and then now there's not much left or something.
It continues to be exciting.
Yeah, it continues to be exciting.
That's the important part, I guess.
Yeah. Well, that would be my argument too. Is that like, I don't know whether or not this is just a I think you're hot situation, so that's why I get along with you. So if you get past that, then it's like, oh, we did the deed, and are we still able to have a conversation and be together and then just enjoy our time together? How early should you move in together when you're dating?
6 months is the earliest, in my opinion.
Like you should not move in earlier than 6 months. You mean?
What about sleepover?
Oh, within like a few weeks. Within like on the second or third date.
Yeah.
You spend a whole weekend together doing stuff. It's like cooking and doing like chores and all that kind of stuff. It's like kind of a good preview of what living life would be like in the future. And I think that's a really good way to get to know someone if they're compatible.
And for that reason, I really want us to get in, get to it.
Get a Cule house
Yeah.
together.
So we have had a couple of people in comments say like, oh, I'm thinking of joining like a poly relationship or starting a poly relationship and like beginning that dating journey and asking us like if we have any advice about that.
Specifically for poly.
Specifically for poly. I don't really know if I personally have that much advice for that, specifically because like I think we all decided to date around at the same time, and so like nothing kind of was like we're seeking to do that, right?
Yeah, I think so. I feel like I have a hard time giving advice in that I think poly is such a like big umbrella term, right? With a monogamous relationship, it's pretty like set. It's like two people and that's like the dynamic. Whereas with poly, it could be there's so many different like orientations and shapes and like the way that your relationship looks like.
Yeah, like there could be just a hinge where one person is in between two people and these two people aren't like in a relationship at all, right? Among other types of forms.
Yeah, and us being more of like a interconnected pentagram, it's hard for us to give advice for those type of relationships where you have like maybe metamors and other things.
Yeah. I think the biggest thing though is like, and we've talked about these concepts before, but it's just like be very clear about how you're feeling, communicate a lot. It's uncharted territory for pretty much everybody involved. So just like being really open to being vulnerable and like working with the other parties to figure out like what works for you guys, I think is like just generically a good approach to take.
I would imagine that you have to talk a lot about like what do you consider as cheating, like what are your boundaries and all that kind of stuff before you're both like, okay, I think this is compatible as a poly relationship. Let's do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think like it's important to keep having that conversation, like because even if you have decided or aligned on something at one point, if you haven't had a chance to like experience it yet, like you don't know if the things that you're saying are true, regardless of how well-intentioned you were with like the boundaries that you had already set.
And also, this is from hearing anecdotes from other people, and this might sound kind of obvious, but I do think if you want to be in a poly relationship with multiple people, it is important to be completely open and honest that you are doing so. Like, don't try to like hide it, because I've heard like of situations where like the person didn't tell one of their partners that they were poly, and then that just like that was not okay.
Really? That sounds crazy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which is, I mean, I that's why I say it's like it's probably an obvious thing to say, but then you know
It happens.
It's happened. Yeah, it happens.
Okay, with all the bureaucracy out of the way, what are fun dates for polycules?
The same things. What could you do as a poly group that you couldn't do before?
That's a good point. What? Yeah, I'm having trouble coming up with something that only works with a couple that you can just say, well, just add 2 or 3 more people to it.
Yeah.
See, it's just like a normal relationship.
Yeah, just like a
Just
normal
like a normal
relationship.
Yeah. But okay, but is there anything that's especially more fun with more people?
Sex.
But yeah, I knew you guys were going with it. With that. Yeah.
Say you were to, God forbid, have to start dating again. How upfront would you be about the fact that you, or at least have historically been poly?
Oh. I probably wouldn't bring it up that early because I wouldn't find the need to, I think.
Same. If anything, I would have to be like, I'm a divorcee, and that would be something I'd have to bring up.
Yeah. That's true. That would be something, right?
Yeah.
But I think that's pretty important for people.
I think it might depend on what type of relationship that you're going into with this person, and then also what you ultimately want. Like if you ultimately don't want to be in a poly relationship anymore, I feel like it doesn't have to come up that early, right? But if it is something that you would like, in the future, I feel like you should probably bring that up pretty early on.
Yeah.
Like for me and my last partner, we're like, we both want this to be open, and then we just communicated that from the start, and I think that's good because that's what we wanted from that relationship. And then if you went into it, so say you went into it dating, and then you both made the assumption that it's going to be a monogamous one because no one said anything, and then you brought it up later, then I feel like that's kind of like you wasted the other person's time.
If a person went up to you and said like, I am planning to start my own polycule, like what advice would you give them? Be like, don't.
I would be like, don't. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like unless you're really sure.
It's like hard to
It's
force.
like it's hard to force it, I think. It's like the dating app situation, right? It's like if you're going in trying to force the thing, like I think it's like not helpful. It's not beneficial to it.
I would say like it would be important for you to be able to hang out together as a friend group first for an extended period of time, and just like spend a lot of time with each other, just being friends and getting to know each other.
Yeah.
And then afterwards, if you say like, oh, maybe we all have feelings for each other, then maybe that's a good place to investigate it.
I think it's probably more of a thing where I would recommend that, like, if you're already in a relationship and you're finding that you're, like, gelling with another person and it's looking organically like it might turn into a poly situation, then, like, by all means. But I wouldn't be like, we have open head count and we need to fill it with somebody, right? I think that probably makes it a little bit too forced and too contrived. And sort of the incentive structure is a little bit weird.
I would be kind of surprised if there is like a lasting polycule relationship like that, where they started off like, hey, we're gonna recruit people, we're gonna headhunt and form one.
Also, I think from my perspective, at least coming from the fact that like JJ and I were already married before
This happened.
This happened. I would say like we did have discussions about this, and it was important to be like, we're not doing this because we're missing something from the relationship. We're doing this because we actually have genuine feelings for like the other people. And not because we have problems.
It's like the thing where like you don't have a kid to save the relationship.
Don't add a third to save the relationship.
No, but you know,
Some people do that. Yeah, it was not a good idea.
No.
Well, thanks again for joining us on this episode of the Cule Kids. We hope you enjoyed our perspectives on dating. Leave a comment below if you have some other opinions about dating, and if we might have missed something, or if you disagree with some of our thoughts. We'd love to hear them. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and you can also check us out on Instagram, Spotify, TikTok, and now on Apple Podcasts. And you are officially a cool kid for listening. Thanks. Bye.
I don't know why you guys are you're so obsessed with saying hot takes.
Okay, don't say hot takes.
If you have hot takes, just say the hot take.
Yeah,
you don't
alright.
have to tell people it's a hot take.